Somewhere in space, this may all be happening right now. 20th Century Fox and George Lucas, the man who brought you American Graffiti, now bring you an adventure unlike anything on your planet. Star Wars.
Here they come. Coming in too fast!
The story of a boy, a girl, and a universe. It's a big, sprawling space saga of rebellion and romance. It's a spectacle, light years ahead of its time.
In 1977, George Lucas's film Star Wars: A New Hope was released. At first, it was just one of many sci-fi films competing for attention, but it quickly became something much bigger. Audiences were stunned by the opening space battle, the sweeping music, and a story that felt both ancient and futuristic. Nobody had ever seen anything like it, and overnight, Star Wars became a global sensation. When Star Wars was shown to the public for the first time, only 43 theaters showed the movie. Because of all the support from the fans, the film grossed a whopping $11 million.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Soon, fans from all over the world were raving about its release. The lines outside where people were waiting was insane.
Wow!
The people in this crowd will soon be among almost 40,000 who have seen a new science fiction movie at North Park Cinema 2. The movie is called Star Wars, and since it opened here 9 days ago, capacity crowds have filled the 1,100 seats in the theater almost daily. In only 9 days, Star Wars has grossed more money than any movie in Dallas history, although the manager of the theater will not yet release the exact amount of profits. Star Wars has been a good luck charm for theaters throughout the country. The movie made $2.6 million nationally during the first 3 days it played. Although lines at North Park Cinema stretched to more than a half-mile long and the movie cost $3.75 a person, no one tonight seemed to mind the crowds. Why are you waiting in such a long line to see a movie?
Well, we've just been looking forward to seeing it. We've waited about a week. We were hoping the lines would kind of diminish, but we just kind of wanted to see it tonight. We're pretty enthusiastic about space program and things along that nature.
Well, I'm a real science fiction fan. I've got hundreds of science fiction books at home, and I think this is going to be a science fiction classic.
Before Star Wars, summer movies didn't sell many tickets, but now the idea of the summer blockbuster brought millions of dollars. Summer blockbusters are movies with big budgets, exciting stories, and lots of special effects, which became the new goal for producing films. From then on, movie producers poured money into making movies that would aim to be as popular as Star Wars. Not only did Star Wars bring a new meaning to summer blockbusters, but also introduced new technology that created special effects that made space battles look realistic. In 1977, George Lucas took technology as a focal point and used experimental visual effects. He also shifted the Hollywood style of filmmaking with his company, Lucasfilm. Almost every major director since has tried to match the magic of Star Wars' groundbreaking effects.
Lucas and cinematographer Gilbert Taylor didn't want to compromise on image quality, so they used a collection of Panavision cameras and an ARRI 35-2C along with Panavision C-series lenses.
Star Wars wasn't just one movie, it became a whole universe. There were books, comics, TV shows, and video games that continued the story. Fans could buy Lego sets, build the ships, and even relive the Death Star trench run scene.
Switch to targeting computer.
Keep your eyes open for those fighters.
Coming point 35.
Close up formation.
Star Wars was such a big hit that other shows and movies like Family Guy or Spaceballs made their own versions of it.
Prepare to die. You have the ring, and I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Now let's see how well you handle it.
Star Wars didn't just ask us to watch it, it asked us to join in and immerse ourselves into the whole story as if we were a part of the Star Wars universe. In fact, a whole new form of media came about called transmedia. Transmedia unfolds across multiple media platforms, with each new text making a distinctive and valuable contribution to the whole. This means fans could explore the Star Wars galaxy far beyond the screen. At first, Star Wars characters were either good or bad, like old westerns, but later, movies showed that people are more complicated, like Kylo Ren, who begins as a villain but later chooses redemption. Star Wars begins to show us that people can change and that sometimes the real fight is within ourselves. George Lucas made a smart move. He kept the rights to Star Wars toys and merchandise. That decision earned billions and changed how Hollywood made money forever. Today, nearly every big movie sells toys, games, and lunchboxes just like Star Wars. Star Wars is now a worldwide celebration. There are theme parks like Galaxy's Edge, which is located in California's Disneyland and Orlando, Florida's Disney World, fan conventions, and even a holiday which is May the 4th be with you. For me, Star Wars was the first time I saw a movie that felt like a whole new world. I still get chills when I hear the music. If you remove the music of John Williams from the films, then what we end up with is a weekly written soap opera in space. But the music that accompanies the saga transforms it completely. We always want to know what's coming next. We feel totally emotionally engaged with the character's drama, like when Yoda's body disappears in front of Luke to become one with the Force. Star Wars teaches us that anyone can be a hero, that hope matters, and that stories can bring people together no matter where we're from. Star Wars is more than a movie. It's a force that continues to inspire generation after generation.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.